table 3, I've got this ace-king suited. There is a open from the button, and I decide to 3-bet. Looks like I'm opening up another table, and I'm just going to move to the side.
I was about to say, and the table closed itself.
And the table closed itself. So, pretty standard 3-bet. Obviously, I'm going to 5-bet shove if small bear comes over the top. He has an 86% fold to 3-bet over 284 hands, which is really high.
Right.
And he's playing pretty tight. He's playing 17-15. And he opens 44% of hands from the button. But still, this is a tight player who folds to a lot of 3-bets.
Right. And actually, the fact, like, this is probably, like, when you're playing in the micros, you see this leak a lot, where, like, you see players who simply fold too often to 3-bets because they don't really have flatting in their range. They're like, well, I'm either 4-bet bluffing or I'm folding, and then they don't have flatting, and they also don't have, they also don't really have a huge 4-bet bluff range or a huge handle on how to play in those situations. So this is the player that I would light up, which I guess on the spot quiz is, what types of hands should we be 3-betting a player like this with? What kind of range should we have, I guess?
You can 3-bet him with any 2 and show a profit.
Right, and really the bottom line is you don't want to 3-bet him with too many medium premium hands like ace queen, king queen, stuff like that are not hands that you want to
like 9s or 10s.
Right, even stuff like jacks. It's like, well, 3-betting's so close because if he ever gets it in on you, he's got such a strong range that it's so much better to basically polarize with your 3-bets, basically the tip top of your range, aces, kings, ace, king, stuff you're perfectly comfortable getting it in with, and then just totally junkify the rest of your 3-betting range, and then your flatting range basically becomes only value hands.
Right.
And in this situation, you certainly could flat ace, king under that kind of assumption that, like, if you really think he's folding off, jacks here when you 3-bet, or if he's not getting in those kinds of hands, then you certainly could even just decide to flat ace king and play against his entire steal range.
Right. At the time that I made this, I actually just stacked what I thought was this guy a couple hands earlier, but I just realized the other guy left really quickly and this guy sat back in. So I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, at the time I thought, oh wow, wonderful. I just stacked him. He just saw me 3-bet light, and we turn a gutter and pretty much get his stack. So now I have a legitimate hand. I thought he would be much more likely to, try to play more aggressively against me.
Yeah, and actually, this is a spot where, again, in reg dynamics, this is an important thought, is like the common conception is like, and granted, this isn't this particular spot, but it's like if you were to stack a player, that you're a lot less likely to bluff in the upcoming hands. So that if a player were to show up in that situation with, say, you were to be 3-betting him again within 2 hands, 3 hands, then that's something where your range is so inherently stronger when like in theory you think it's perceived as lighter, if that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. And I'm the same way. I mean, if I just got caught, I would not be 3-betting light again if I just got caught 3-betting light. I would be 3-betting with a much stronger range.
It's something where you want to be, that this actually, is a great spot to bluff in the future, is like later in the hand, because usually regulars in this day and age aren't going to be like going on raging tilt and like stacking off to you after they got stacked once. They're usually going to go much more the opposite direction, where they kind of, just get like kind of shut down, assume you have credibility for a while.
Right. What do you like on this flop?
I probably just like, actually we do a backdoor draw, so I'd probably just go ahead and bet like, roughly $2.75, something like that. $3 is good. And then basically give up on all non-good turn cards. Okay.
So that is what I do. If he raises, are you just done?
Yeah, I mean, and it's important to realize that like most of 3-bet flatting range in position has a queen in it. Just like statistically, it's like he's flatting a lot of like ace queen, king queen, jack queen suiteds. Like if you go through the range of hands that he flats, like he's got top pair here a lot. So if he ever raises us, like I'm okay just passing.